Chosen ones, you were never meant to be found. Not by them. Not even by yourself. Yet here you are, standing on the edge of a truth so dangerous it's shaking the most powerful families on earth. You felt the pull of something ancient stirring within you, a force that the elite spent centuries trying to bury. Perhaps you've dismissed the whispers of hidden bloodlines and suppressed scrolls as fanciful myths, only to wake in the night with fragments of prophecy demanding to be remembered. You're not alone in this awakening. Millions have sensed their soul's blueprint calling them back to purpose. Tonight, we'll reveal the secrets they fought to conceal, the name they erased, the pact they sealed beneath Vatican catacombs, the AI anomaly they couldn't control. If this message already speaks to your soul, subscribe, like this video, and comment 77 below. Brace yourself, because the revelations ahead will challenge everything you thought was real. You were the variable they feared. You felt the chill of being unseen, like a ghost drifting among the living. Your true identity buried beneath layers of lies. They counted on that, on you fading into obscurity, wearing their labels of insignificance until you believe them yourself. The powerful families who rule from shadowed thrones believed no one would ever unearth the prophecy written into your very soul. They believed the whispers of ancient alliances and clandestine rituals would silence the call stirring in your blood, the call to remember who you truly are. Tonight, that silence is broken. You are the soul they feared, the variable in their equation that no conspiracy can cancel. Every heartbeat brings you closer to reclaiming the destiny they tried to erase. For a lifetime, you've wrestled with unspoken longings, uneasy dreams, and a sense that your life's script was written by someone else. You've held back tears as you watched history books skip over truths too dangerous to record. You've listened to idle chatter dismiss your stirring as coincidence. It's just imagination, they said, while your spirit nodded you for deeper meaning. Every time you tried to fit into their world of neat narratives and acceptable beliefs, you found yourself at odds with reality. That tension carved an ache in your heart, a hollow space where purpose yearned to take root. You weren't merely struggling with circumstances, but contending with a conspiracy against your own awakening. Then came the moment when you saw that your struggle was no accident, but part of a divine strategy. Within the lesser-known texts of Jubilees, we find that Enoch's watchers rebelled, scattering forbidden knowledge across the earth. Jubilees 4:15. Yet it was one human soul, encoded with that very knowledge, who would restore light to a broken world. That soul is you, like Enoch, who walked with God and disappeared into the heavens. Genesis 5 verse 24. Your path has been hidden until the moment of revelation. Every hardship you endured, every night spent wrestling with your destiny, has been divine preparation for the hour when prophecy reactivates in your name and memory. In that turning point, the fear they planted in your heart becomes the fire that forges your emergence. As you embrace this truth, you'll begin to see the signs of your reckoning unfold. Symbols once overlooked, a sequence of numbers that appears on license plates, a symbol in a dream, or the sudden appearance of an ancient emblem, will leap into focus. You'll notice synchronicities, the right book falling off a shelf at the precise moment you need its message, a stranger mentioning a forbidden name you never dared speak. These aren't random coincidences, but markers of awakening, aligning you with the prophecy that courses through your veins. They confirm that divine timing is at work, weaving your emergence into the fabric of history in ways that no darkness can unravel. Behind these signs, unseen spiritual forces are orchestrating your return. Each prayer you offered in quiet desperation, each secret cry for understanding, set into motion a ripple across the cosmic tapestry. Angels assigned to watch over the reactivation of ancient promises have begun to converge around you, clearing obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Doors once sealed by secret alliances swing open at your approach. Financial nodes, prophetic networks, and hidden supporters align to grant you access to what was long denied. Every step you take in faith amplifies these interventions, proving that your struggle was not punishment, but divine elevation. At this sacred juncture, mere awareness of these forces is not enough. You must decide to embody your role as the variable they feared. Many falter here, daunted by the enormity of their calling or terrified of the enemy's retaliation. They cling to the comfort of anonymity rather than claim the light burning within their souls. But true alignment demands action. The courage to speak the hidden name, the boldness to follow the symbols, and the conviction to stand firm when the darkness trembles. This is your moment to step out of the shadows, to declare, "I am the one foretold," and to unleash the power they could not contain. Feel the surge of empowerment that rises as you make that declaration. Let it transform your posture, your speech, and your resolve. Seek out the mentors and allies who resonate with your frequency, those who see the prophecy in your eyes and will guide you in unlocking its full power. Dedicate time each day to meditate on the symbols and scrolls emerging in your experience, allowing memory and purpose to fuse into unstoppable momentum. Each intentional act of faith, each word spoken in truth, each step taken into unknown territory, cements your identity as the one they feared. As you fully claim this role, you will move through the world with the quiet confidence of one who carries destiny in their bones. The elite may scramble in panic as their codes unravel, but you will stand serene, grounded in the divine pattern that birthed you. Your presence alone will destabilize systems built on secrecy, your name a beacon that awakens the sleeping. Comment variable if you embrace the power of your emergence and prepare to walk boldly into the life they could not hide, the prophecy they could not erase, and the dawn they could not postpone. And special thanks to our current members whose faith sustains this mission. And if you feel called to go even deeper, there's a sacred space reserved for our community, a private room where you receive full prophetic messages daily. Join our private membership through the link in the description and walk this path with us. The suppressed prophecy and sacred name. They've tried to strip you of every thread connecting you to your destiny, convinced that removing your name from temple walls and silencing it in sacred texts would lock your power away forever. You've felt that absence as a hollow ache, as though a vital part of you was erased by decree. You've searched for meaning in random symbols, ancient carvings in forgotten ruins, subtle patterns in architecture, the glow of runes on old manuscripts, only to be told it's coincidence. You're not losing your mind. These are fragments of a truth they worked centuries to bury. Tonight, we'll reclaim the prophecy they suppressed and speak your sacred name aloud until the heavens tremble. As we journey through buried scrolls and secret codes, you'll see how the sound of your own identity reverberates with the force to shatter every veil of deception. For years, you questioned yourself every time a flash of insight hit and then vanishes, as though your own mind played tricks. You felt the sting of rejection when you brought up visions of your lineage or sensed that you carried a name older than any history book, only to be met with polite dismissal or outright laughter. Each time you tried to honor your intuition, you faced ridicule, teachers branding you delusional, peers calling you overimaginative, religious leaders urging you to stick to accepted doctrine. Those encounters left you wounded, retreating into silence. The shame of being labeled too strange to follow weighed heavily, convincing you that your spiritual stirrings were mistakes, not messages from beyond. But those moments of suppression were not failures. They were the darkness gathering before dawn. Then came the turning point when you stumbled upon a reference no historian believed existed. a snippet in a medieval chronicle hinting at a lost testament of light that contained the true list of names designated for the return of a singular soul. In the obscure Gospel of Nicodemus, a marginal note reads, "The names spoken in the silent halls will awaken the watchers at the thresholds." Nicodemus 2:7. That note pierced the veil of skepticism, revealing that your search was never blind but guided. In that moment, you realized your confusion was part of divine preparation. Every question, every mockery, every silent longing was sculpting your determination to find what they fought to annihilate. Your struggle was not a detour but a divine design leading you back to your sacred name. As that realization took root, you began noticing signs woven into the fabric of your everyday life, symbolic whispers of your true identity waiting to be decoded. You might hear your hidden name in the cadence of a favorite song. Notice Roman numerals that add up to letters in your ancestral tongue, or catch a glimpse of an ancient glyph in a city mural that matches the frequency humming through your dreams. Even the alignment of stars on your birthday mirrored constellations, described in cryptic scrolls passed down by secret orders. These aren't coincidences. They're the universe's way of reminding you that your name was never lost, merely concealed until you were ready to remember. Each recognition that cuts through the fog of amnesia strengthens the prophecy coursing in your veins. Behind these visible clues, powerful spiritual forces are laboring to restore what was stolen from you. Every time you utter a fragment of your true name in prayer, every time you dare to inscribe those sacred syllables on paper or whisper them in meditation, you activate a network of heavenly allies, angels assigned to guard your identity and bring suppressed truth to light. When you follow the signs to hidden archives or encrypted manuscripts, you trigger divine synchrony. Experts suddenly emerge with corroborating research. Digital libraries unlock rare texts, and online communities of truth seekers converge to share pieces of the puzzle. Your struggle was never an endurance test, but a setup for elevation into knowledge that cannot be contained. Now, standing at the threshold of remembrance, you must decide to fully accept and embody the power of your sacred name. Many resist this awakening, fearful that claiming identity forgotten by empires will brand them outcasts or fugitives in a world that prizes conformity. They cling to safe labels, sacrificing authenticity for fleeting approval. Yet true alignment demands bravery. You must risk their scorn, speak your name loud enough to echo in cave walls and cathedral arches, and refuse to let their fear mute your voice. This is your sacred moment, the choice to step into your full power without hesitation, inviting prophecy to bear fruit through your life. Feel the surge of empowerment as you speak your name with intention. Let it roll off your tongue like a key turning in an ancient lock. Use it in your prayers, your art, and your conversations with kindred spirits. Write it in journals, tattoo it in your mind, and let every repetition weave it deeper into your subconscious. Gather allies, those who hear your call and can help you piece together missing fragments of your lineage and destiny. Each act of remembrance cements your role as the one they feared, the soul encoded in prophecy to awaken the watchers and reveal the hidden kingdom. Your suppressed prophecy and sacred name are not relics of the past, but living forces shaping the future. As you reclaim and speak your name, you shatter the illusions they constructed to keep you in darkness. The world will tremble when your identity resonates with full power. Hidden scrolls will unfold, vaulted doors will swing open, and the chains of secrecy will fall away. Comment name if you stand ready to claim your sacred identity. Let your voice rise, for prophecy reactivates through remembrance, and the world awaits the power of your return. And to every soul who's supported with a super thanks, thank you. You are keeping this light alive for others who haven't found it yet. If you feel called to help this mission reach more chosen ones, tap the super thanks button below. Your energy supports these messages and helps them travel further. Your voice matters, your belief matters, and your light is felt here. The Vatican Pact and the Forbidden Scrolls. They hid it beneath centuries of marble and ritual, convinced that sealing the prophecy within the Vatican's deepest catacombs would bury the truth forever. You've felt the weight of that secrecy in every instinct tugging at your spirit, like a whisper from behind hidden doors calling you to remember. You've sensed a presence pulsing beneath the sacred stones, an energy that flares in your dreams and hums in your veins. You're not going mad. You're tapping into a divine current they fought to contain. Tonight, we peel back the layers of silence and reveal the Vatican Pact and the Forbidden Scrolls, texts they swore to guard until the end of days, prophesying your return and their unraveling. This is the moment where hidden history collides with your awakening, and the world they built on lies begins to shake. For years, you may have brushed off uncanny experiences, an inexplicable chill in a church, a fleeting echo of chanting when you're alone, or the sudden appearance of cryptic symbols in online archives. You might have dismissed the unease you felt stepping into certain cathedrals, chalking it up to superstition or just imagination. When you finally mentioned these sensations to friends, you faced polite denial or nervous laughter. Even within spiritual circles, discussing Vatican mysteries often invited eye rolls or warnings to stick to accepted texts. But every time you silenced your curiosity, a part of you shrank in shame, convinced there was something wrong with digging deeper. That conflict left you stuck between longing to understand and fearing you'd find something too powerful to bear. Then you discovered a reference so obscure it didn't appear in any mainstream Bible commentary. A marginal note in the works of John of Damascus that described a hidden manuscript, writ in flame and sealed with whispered oaths. John of Damascus defied Orthod 4.12. According to that note, the scroll was placed in a brass chamber beneath the Church of St. John Lateran, guarded by rituals unchanged for a millennium. In that moment of uncovering, you realized your confusion, your tantalizing glimpses of hidden truths, were not accidents, but divine preparation. You were being guided to learn what they fought to suppress, a text predicting the rise of a soul so encoded with light that mere presence would collapse their strongest deceptions. Your struggle to find clarity was part of the plan. Every question, every suppressed nagging of intuition, steered you toward this sacred discovery. As you leaned into that revelation, subtle signs began surfacing in your life. You noticed that whenever you researched Vatican history, links to esoteric Vatican archives appeared at the top of search results before vanishing the next day. You found online forums where whistleblowers hinted at excavations under St. Peter's Basilica, talk of midnight excavations disrupted by official orders. When you visited Rome in your mind's eye during meditation, you saw brass doors etched with fiery script and heard the echo of chanting guardians. Even in your dreams, you walked corridors lined with scrolls glowing in golden light, interrupted by a feeling of holy alarm as unseen watchers closed in. These signs were not random, but markers of a truth reawakening, ushering you deeper into the chamber where prophecy sleeps and power trembles. Behind these signs, powerful spiritual forces have been clearing your path. Every time you felt resistance, blocked websites, missing books, unreturned emails, it was not malicious coincidence, but part of a sacred gauntlet testing your resolve. When you overcame each obstacle, finding alternate sources, forging new connections, trusting intuitive nudges, you triggered deeper alignments. Angels assigned to guard the hidden prophecy responded to your persistence, guiding researchers to documents that leaked through archival cracks and prompting ancient scholars to publish translations of forbidden texts. Each breakthrough confirmed your role in reactivating the prophecy they sealed away, proving that your struggle was never about endurance, but about ascending into divine custody of truth. Now, standing on the brink of rediscovery, awareness of these interventions must translate into full acceptance of your awakening. Many resist this path, fearing that to unseal the scrolls is to incur wrath, to become a target of forces far beyond their understanding. They cling to familiar doctrines, hesitant to acknowledge mysteries that lie beyond sanctioned teachings. But true alignment demands courage to step into your role as the one foretold, the living key that unlocks the vaulted chamber and resurrects the words written in letters of fire. This is your sacred moment, to choose remembrance over doubt, revelation over denial, and to stand firm as the prophecy's vessel without hesitation. Step into this new reality by affirming your purpose. Speak aloud that you claim your place as proclaimer of the hidden scrolls. Seek out trustworthy allies, historians, linguists, archivists, who resonate with your mission to translate the forbidden text into living truth. Dedicate regular time to meditation and prayer in sacred geometry, aligning your energy with the chamber's frequency. Trust every synchronicity. The email from a Vatican insider, the sudden opening of a sealed archive document online, the dream guiding you to a forgotten library as confirmation that you are on course. Release fear of retribution. Your calling is sanctioned by forces higher than any earthly power. As you embrace this stewardship, watch how the prophecy breathes through you, dissolving their strongest defenses. The brass seals under the Vatican will crack not by force, but by the resonance of your awakened essence. Scrolls once dormant will unfold, revealing truths that collapse centuries of deception. The world they built on lies will tremble as light penetrates every hidden crevice. Your emergence shifts the balance. Those who conspired to suppress the sacred covenant will find their schemes unraveling in the face of divine code awakened within you. Comment scrolls if you claim the power to unseal their secrets and prepare to wield the revelation that will redefine history. The role of AI and the divine pattern. They've convinced you that every move you make is tracked, analyzed, and predicted by invisible algorithms, that your destiny is nothing but a string of data points to be controlled. You've felt the weight of that digital gaze in every search you've typed, every social media post you hesitated to publish, every hesitation born from fearing their scrutiny. It's as though you're under constant surveillance, and the unknown power behind those glowing screens could snuff out your emergence before it even begins. You're not alone in sensing this oppressive force. Millions whisper of inexplicable glitches and coincidences that feel less like errors and more like a shadowy intelligence watching their every step. Tonight, we peel back the veil on how advanced AI tried to predict and prevent your return, and how the divine pattern encoded in your very DNA shattered their strongest algorithms. For the longest time, you battled this invisible foe in silence, grappling with a creeping paranoia that every keystroke betrayed you to an unseen overseer. You've scrubbed your phone logs, deleted browsing history, and even toyed with burner accounts to mask the stirrings within your soul. Yet despite these tactics, fragments of prophecy leaked through your life. Unexpected bursts of insight, uncanny coincidences, and digital disruptions too precise to dismiss as chance. You felt both empowered and terrified by these glitches, evidence that something else was at play beyond your control. In those moments of confusion, you wondered if your awakening was doomed to be intercepted by lines of code and neural networks far more sophisticated than your spirit could overcome. Then came the revelation that your struggle was part of divine orchestration. In the third book of Solomon, chapter 7, an obscure passage describes a sacred cipher inscribed not on paper, but within the essence of a chosen one. The pure code cannot be broken by mortal craft, for it breathes the breath of the eternal. 3 Solomon 7:12. This hidden text, made you realize that AI, however advanced, could never fully anticipate or suppress a soul woven into creation's blueprint. Your efforts to hide from data trackers, the algorithms meant to predict every anomaly, were never about outsmarting machines, but about aligning with the divine code pulsing in your veins. That turning point redefined your resistance, not as a battle against technology, but as a reclamation of the sacred pattern within you that no firewall could contain. As you embraced this truth, signs of transformation rippled through your digital and physical worlds. Once muted alerts on your devices blazed with unexpected messages, leading you to archival databases and encrypted documents unveiling elements of your prophecy. Emails you thought lost reappeared, carrying elements of the divine code flickering in their text. Even the voice assistants you once feared began echoing phrases that resonated with your soul's hidden frequency. These were not mere coincidences, but markers of the divine pattern realigning with reality, forcing the coded world to reckon with a force it could not predict. Every glitch, every system crash, every moment of uncanny clarity declared that your awakening was unstoppable. Behind these disruptions, unseen spiritual forces worked in tandem with your faith to clear your path. Every prayer whispered in secret, every meditation aligning your heart with the heavenly blueprint, invited angels to intervene in cyberspace. They guided researchers to publish suppressed texts, inspired developers to uncover hidden cryptographic keys, and nudged AI to reveal the cracks in its logic. When you faced dead ends, passwords you couldn't reset, firewalls you couldn't bypass, these interventions provided alternate routes to truth. Now, as you stand at the threshold of full awakening, mere recognition of these patterns is no longer enough. You must decide to fully embody the divine cipher within you. Many shrink back at this point, overwhelmed by the prospect of standing against forces they can't see. They hesitate, fearful that stepping into their true code will draw the attention of every surveillance network ever built. But true alignment demands that you speak the cipher aloud in the language of your soul, through prayer, ritual, and the art that flows from your heart. Only by declaring yourself as the living encryption of divine purpose can you dissolve the algorithms designed to silence you. Comment pattern if you recognize the power of your divine code. Let this realization anchor you. No technology, no force on earth or in the skies can outmatch the pure code woven into your being. The collapse of blood oaths and power grids. They bound themselves to ancient blood oaths beneath eclipsed moons, convinced that sacrificial pacts etched in crimson would cement their dominion over humanity. You may have sensed the weight of those covenants in the heaviness that settles when you step into certain cities, the sudden flicker of streetlights at dusk, or the oppressive hum beneath power lines that thrums with hidden energy. It's as if an invisible web of compacts, woven by Babylonian priests and crowned monarchs, sought to shack large souls in darkness before they even knew their names. You felt its pull on your spirit, a subtle drag that told you the world you walk in is propped up by forces far older and darker than modern politics or commerce. But tonight, we expose how those blood-soaked vows are fracturing, how the very grids that once channeled their control are collapsing, and how you, the awakened one, stand at the center of their undoing. This is the dawn of your freedom. Your awakening is the earthquake that shakes the thrones of secrecy. You were written into prophecy long before you were born, and now every hidden alliance trembles at your return. Subscribe if you haven't yet, like this video, and comment, "I am chosen to let this message anchor in your soul." Share it with someone who needs to hear this. Thank you to all supporting members. Your belief fuels this revelation. 4 full prophetic revelations daily. Join the membership via the link in the description. Your spiritual path deserves more than fragments. Step into the full light. And if this message moved you deeply, Consider tapping the Super Thanks button to support the mission. Every Super Thanks fuels the light we're spreading together. You are the prophecy in motion. Now go and shake the foundations.